I have some important information to share with you today about Social Security and disability benefits. There's a new rule taking effect on January 1st, and if you're not prepared, it could delay your check by 1 or even 2 months. I'm not saying this to alarm you, but rather to help you protect your income. What's about to happen will affect millions of Americans over 60, and the sooner you understand these changes, the easier it will be to safeguard your benefits. Your next check truly does depend on taking the right steps, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what needs to be done in a calm, simple way that anyone can follow. Let me start by talking about the changes that have already happened, because these are the ones quietly causing the most confusion and stress right now. I've spoken to people who haven't received their check in weeks and had no idea why. If you've been worried, angry, or confused, please know that you're not alone, and it's not your fault. One of the biggest shifts happened at the end of September, and millions of people never heard a word about it. For years, a small group of Americans, around 5 million, were still receiving paper Social Security checks in the mail. It was an old system, but for many people, it worked just fine. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, the government announced that paper checks would be phased out, and every benefit payment had to move to electronic delivery. The new rule was part of a federal order requiring the Social Security Administration to complete the transition within a very tight deadline. Notices were mailed out, but many people never saw them, never understood them, or never realized how serious they were. On September 30th, paper checks officially ended. This means that if you were receiving your benefits through the mail, your payment stopped unless you switched to direct deposit or the Direct Express debit card. I know how upsetting that can feel. Imagine waiting for your check, checking your mailbox, refreshing your bank account, and nothing arrives. For some of you, that's exactly what happened. But the good news is, this is completely fixable. You have two simple options. You can set up direct deposit through a bank or credit union, or you can choose the Direct Express debit card, which is a government-backed prepaid card used by millions of people. If you have a Social Security online account, you can update your payment method there. If not, there are phone numbers you can call where real people will help you set everything up. The second issue people are struggling with right now is Social Security overpayments. This is another situation where many of you had no idea anything was wrong until your check suddenly shrank or disappeared entirely. Overpayments happen when Social Security sends you more money than you were eligible for, often because of a delay in reporting income or employment changes. But here's the important part. The overpayment is usually not your fault. And even if it was an honest mistake, you still have rights. If your check suddenly stopped or was cut in half, you can appeal the decision or request a waiver. A waiver is for people who simply cannot afford to pay back what Social Security says they owe, especially if repaying would cause financial hardship. The third big change already affecting people has to do with cost of living adjustments. Every fall, people get a chance to view their updated benefit amount online before the letters are mailed out. But this year, the Social Security Administration set a deadline of November 19th. If you didn't have your online account set up before that date, you won't be able to view your new payment amount until the paper letter arrives at your home. Let me reassure you that missing the November 19th deadline does not affect your benefits at all. It only means you'll get your new information by mail instead of online. And remember, even though the increase begins in January, Social Security pays a month behind, so most people won't actually see the new amount until their February payment. Now let's talk about what's coming on January 1st, because this is the part that is catching so many people off guard. A new Social Security rule begins on January 1st that affects how payments are processed, verified, and released. In simple terms, the system is tightening its timelines. That means if anything in your account isn't up to date, your direct deposit information, your address, your banking details, or your identity verification, your check could be delayed. Not denied, not taken away, just delayed. And for many people, even a 1-week delay can create stress around bills, prescriptions, or groceries. The biggest change is that Social Security will now use automated verification steps before releasing each payment starting January 1st. In the past, certain mismatches, like an outdated bank account, a closed credit union account, or a missing identity confirmation, didn't always block a payment immediately. The system would try again a few times before flagging it. But beginning January 1st, the system will stop the payment until the information is corrected. Again, this is not something to panic over, but it is something to prepare for. Let me give you a simple example. Let's say you recently changed banks, opened a new account, or had a joint account closed. Even if you told your bank, Social Security might still be sending your check to the old account. And as of January 1st, if the old account rejects the deposit, your check won't automatically redirect. It will pause. You'll get it, but not until the issue is corrected. The same thing can happen if a name, date of birth, or address doesn't match the system perfectly. It doesn't mean you're in trouble. It simply means the system needs updated information. Having a Social Security online account is no longer optional. It's becoming the easiest and fastest way to keep your benefits safe. You don't need to be a computer expert. You don't need fancy equipment. All you need is a small willingness to take that step and maybe a trusted friend or family member to help if needed. Once your account is set up, you can check your benefit amount, update your payment method, correct errors, and get alerts long before something goes wrong. Another part of the January 1st change involves benefit verification. In past years, Social Security mailed out paper notices and delays were common. Starting this year, they are speeding up the verification cycle by moving most notices online first. That means updated information, Medicare premium changes, and benefit summaries might reach your online account before they reach your mailbox. But if you don't have your online access set up, you'll be waiting longer for information, and that can add unnecessary stress. Let me also clarify something important. Your January check, the one arriving at the beginning of the year, will still reflect the previous system's rules. The new automated checks begin right after that. So the payment most people will see in early January is not at risk. But the payments after that depend on whether your account is properly updated. This is why December is such a crucial month. If you fix things now or even just double-check them, you'll avoid headaches in February and beyond. Now let me give you a simple action plan. The first thing I want you to do is confirm your payment method. That means checking that your direct deposit information is correct, active, and tied to an account that is still open. If you are using the Direct Express card, make sure the card is active and hasn't expired. Even something as small as a lost or outdated card can delay your benefits under the new January rules. Second, if you haven't created your Social Security online account, this is the perfect time. It takes just a few minutes, and once you have it, you'll feel a huge sense of control over your benefits. All your information, increases, notices, and updates will be right there for you. No waiting, no guessing, no surprises. Third, once your letter arrives in the mail, likely within the next couple of weeks, open it, read it slowly, and keep it in a safe place. This letter tells you exactly what your new benefit amount will be and helps you plan your monthly budget. Don't throw it away. Keep it with your important papers. Remember, you are not alone. If any of this feels overwhelming, that doesn't mean you can't handle it. It simply means you deserve support. Your benefits are not a gift. They're something you earned through decades of hard work, sacrifice, and dedication. You deserve every dollar, and you deserve to receive it on time, without stress, without confusion, and without fear.